Hi everyone, are you ready for another card tutorial? I'm sorry I didn't make one last week. Last week seemed to be a week where every morning I had an appointment or two, and I was in town just about every day. And I don't do really well if I don't get these filmed first thing in the morning. So we're going to give it a shot, try to get back on schedule for this week. And I'll have one today, and I'm hoping that we'll be able to have another one for you on Thursday. Today, the card we're making is going to be a graduation card. My local high school here, Weld Central, has colors of blue and red and with a little bit of silver. And so today that's the card I'm going to be preparing for us. If you need a graduation card, you could do these in numerous color combinations. I'm going to do some black and gold for CU and some green and gold and white for CSU. So to get started with, we will be using the So Much Happy stamp set with the coordinating dies of So Much Happy, Happy dies, these are called, sorry. So in the stamp set, this is actually a retiring stamp set, but I've had it in my stash. I've not ever used it, so I thought this is a perfect opportunity to use it because it did have the graduation saying. So we're using the graduation, we're using one of the balloons here, and then we are also using, in the dies, we're going to be using the die that cuts out the happy part here. And then, of course, we're using the two balloons. And I think that's really all that we're using out of here. So to start off with, we're going to do a little bit of silver embossing. I don't know if you can see on this card, the graduation part is actually embossed in silver. And then I just trimmed around the printing on that. So for that, we need the Versamark along with silver embossing powder. I am not going to do that on camera because I didn't bring all that stuff over here. For the ink pad colors, we're using Basic Gray, Smoky Slate, and Pacific Point just to stamp a little balloon. We are also using this really pretty twine. It's the silver and blue. This is actually from the Flowers for Every Season. And this did carry over into the new catalog. It's a packet, and it has another, I think it's a green. It's just a really pretty packet. I don't remember all the colors there. I think there's a white and maybe a green gingham in it that's real pretty. So we are using that. And that's really about all. And then I've got some things on the Stamparatus. So to start off with in our packet, or in the materials that we're using, we have a thick thick basic white. I'm not used to that yet. Card base, this is actually 4.5 by 11, and I scored it in the middle at 5.5. And we'll just fold this and use, well, I thought I had a bone folder in here. Somehow or another, it seems to have grown legs and walked off. So we'll just be using my finger today, but the bone folder works a whole lot better. Okay. We also have our first layer is Pacific Point. This is 4 by 5.25. We have a piece of designer series paper. This happens to be one of the new 6x6 in colors. This is the bright package, and this is the real red. And here's how you cut out the happy. So I just lined this up as straight as I could, and then you run it through your Big Shot, or in my case, the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And when you get that done, you end up with the piece that says happy, like this. I'll show you. Put it on an envelope, you can see it a little bit better. And that's how you get your happy out of that. We're also going to be having in here, got some more pieces in here. Of course, you'll have your twine that I've already tied into a bow. And then you have you'll have a piece of silver and a piece of red foil, and then a piece of Pacific Point that I stamped the little starred balloon on it, and then you cut it out with the framelit. Same way with this, you cut out the small balloon in the red foil, and then you'll cut out the larger balloon in the silver foil, and you end up with 3 balloons that look like this. Okay, and I'm not going to take the time to cut them out because you all know how we cut out things. Then I did heat emboss the graduation on a piece of Pacific Point, and all I did is took my scissors and I just trimmed around here. It didn't have to be exact. Don't worry about it. You don't have to be. I just left a little bit of a blue border and kind of got the shape of the saying on there. And you end up with that being like this. I guess I could turn it around. And I did put dimensionals on the back of that. Okay, so to get started with, I think we'll do our inside piece. Like I say, I have this all set up on the Stamparatus. We're going to do a little bit of stamping off here for our, I don't think I showed you the inside of the card, I'm sorry. So what I did is I just stamped off and got a light image of the hats, and then I just put finally done, and I did decorate some of the insides, but on this one I did not. So here we go. We're going to get started with this. So to do this, you decide which is going to be the inside of your card, which is going to be this. And I have this mounted. Oh, first of all, we need to ink it up and then stamp off. Let me put a stamp pad behind here to give me a little bit of a solid surface to ink up. Again, I'm using a Stampin' Spot, which I like to do for any Stamparatus pad work. It's easier to ink it up and not get ink all over the lid of your Stamparatus. Okay. And once again, I forgot to bring in my little Debbie tool. I need to get one just to have here on my filming station, I guess, because I do forget. Okay, then we're just going to very gently stamp this off, and then we're going to put our card base in there. We'll put this down, and if I had my Debbie, I would be using this because my fingers still get a little bit tight, but anyway, this will work. Okay, and so there's your hats. Now we'll leave it in here. Sorry. Push it back up in the corner. We're going to raise this lid, take it off, flip it around, and then on this side I have the saying that says finally done, and I'm going to stamp that in the darker basic gray. That way it'll show up over the hats. Seems kind of impossible that we're talking about graduations already. It seems, I don't know, the year has just gone by so quickly. But I'm sure those who are waiting to graduate are not feeling that way. And then we'll just press this down. Hopefully get a nice dark image. If not, as you know, there we go. That's a good one. Okay, so that's that. Now then, put that away. And I didn't bring in the stamps for the envelope, but here's what I did on the envelope in the stamp set. And I will tell you, this stamp set is not a Stampin' Up! Stamp set. I have had this graduation set for such a very long time, and I find myself using it all the time. So there are a couple of little diplomas, and then just a little saying that says you made it, and that's what I did on the envelope. And then I took the offcut from the from this piece right here, and that's what I put on the back of the envelope. So that's how that works. Let me get this back over here. Put my little rubber band thing back on my Stampin' Spot so the lid stays on. Okay, so now we are basically ready to start putting this card together. It's pretty quick and easy. So what we do is we take our Pacific Point layer. We're going to take, I think I'm going to use my green cap glue once again, although it feels like it's getting pretty empty. We'll see. And we will make sure we put the right, make sure you put the right side down so your happy is in the right way. Just kind of almost did that the wrong way on one of my cards, and I'm like, ooh, that didn't look very good. And for the happy, I just did a little bit on some of the letters. I didn't really go overboard on the letters because it's all pretty well glued down. And then what you do is you just line this up as best you can. Get it as straight as you can. Okay, and then I'll use my Stampin' Seal, and we will put this on our, oops, I just covered my card base up. Okay. Wasn't it a beautiful Friday, and last week was so nice and warm and just such a perfect spring days. I actually got my walks in. It was wonderful. Mountains were so pretty. It's great. Okay, so we have that. And we will put this on the front. Once again, trying to line it up. Okay. I'm going to put on my graduation little piece down here right below the happy, just because my backing wants to come off of my foam that I put on the back of here, and I don't want it to not stick. So you just kind of put it, look at it where it looks good to you, get it right below there. Okay, now for our balloons, what we're going to do is we're going to take our Pacific Point balloon, this one that has the little stars in it, and we're going to put it down. Well, I just kind of did it, just eyeball it. Don't worry about being too fussy in particular with it. Now we'll do the foil one. With the foil one, I tried to be very careful to not get the glue on the front part of the foil because it will mar, and I just kind of angled it. But if you get glue on foil, even if you try to take it off, then it gets real dull, and it's just a real hard thing to get off. And then I'm taking the small red balloon, and I'm going to put a couple of dimensionals. Maybe only, oh, you know what? I think I'll use the little ones, and then I can put two. So we'll use the mini dimensionals. And we'll put one on here. A couple of them on there. Take the backings off. And we will just kind of place this over the other ones like so. Kind of got them at an angle there. And then we'll take the bow, and I haven't trimmed this one yet, and we're going to use glue dot. Pull off a glue dot. I'm going to kind of roll it up a little bit so that it's a little bit long, and we'll put it right along the base of the red one. Stamp it down. Now on this twine, what I did, I actually doubled it so that it would be a little bit more substantial. And then we will cut off the ends. And I think that's just about, let me look at my card, because I realized last time I forgot to put something on. So I think we're in pretty good shape on this one. Doesn't take long. It's a very quick, easy card. Kind of fun. And like I say, you can make it in so many different color combinations, and it just makes a really nice graduation card. So here's the one we just made, and here's the one I made previously. Once again, this stamp set is on the retired list. As far the last time I checked, it was still available. You can always order it at sherrymini.stampinup.net. My blog, all these dimensions and everything will be on my blog, which is simplylovestampin.com. So I want y'all to have a great day. Enjoy your evening, and God bless each and every one of you. See you soon. Bye-bye.